If I learned anything my first week in this series, it was just how tough this deal was going to be. Getting outclassed on a super speedway was not part of the plan, but we're going to have to rebound. My goal for the season was to make the playoffs, which means we'd have to win a race or finish in the top 12 in the regular season points. Right now, neither of those things are happening. We obviously haven't won a race, and we're currently tied for 27th in the points. But hey, Miami is my best mile-and-a-half track, and I'm ready to get going. Shoot. I did it again. Just cancel the video. We're done. Luckily, my teammate Josh saved the replay. Everyone say thanks to Josh. He's the only reason we have content this week. I'm feeling pretty good about this deal in practice. The track is super hot and slick, so I think I'll be able to not slip the rears better than most people and make up track position on the longer runs. The only thing I'm not feeling good about is the qualifying. I'm already not the world's best qualifier, and Area runs off a single lap qualifying format, meaning it's going to be super skaty on an already sketchy track. It only gets worse when I realize how the fastest drivers are running their qualifying laps. Yeah, nonsense like this was whole tenths faster, so I had to try and replicate it. And during my run, you could see, yeah, that didn't work. I completely botched both ends and would end up putting it 33rd on the grid for the race. I mean, it's not the end of the world. This track's really racy, so it shouldn't be impossible to gain positions in the race. We get going, and already guys are getting really aggressive fighting for position. I was trying to be aggressive, but really didn't have anywhere to go with how deep they were stacked. But I was stunned by what happened on the backstretch. Is that a caution? Last week we didn't see the yellow flag all night, but we see it on lap 1 tonight? Yeah, it's just a single car spin, but something tells me this won't be the only one of these we get tonight. Back to it on lap 5, and it looks like the cars around us have calmed down just a little bit. The conditions here are pretty brutal. The car is set up to be way more on the free side, and the track temp is hotter than anything he'll see in the official sessions. Throw all that on a track where that's probably most inviting to be aggressive and push on out of anywhere we go, and you have what's probably going to be a long night. A ton of guys are finding speed on the top, but I know for a fact that it won't work if we go green here. Again, it's inviting to be aggressive, but I'm trying to set myself up for the long run, so I'm content to watch all of them pass me for the time being. And I mean, come on, the best drivers at the front seem to be echoing that same mentality. No one seems to be willing to test anything beyond one groove off the bottom this early on. And as early as lap 22, some guys are burnt up. I'm able to breeze past them on the bottom. It'll take a little longer to catch up and do that to most everyone else, but hey, we can at least see the vision. But hey, the rest of the team has something to cheer for tonight at least. Logan just took the lead and Michael's right inside the top 10. We get to lap 32 and they're still racing super aggressively all throughout the pack. I can see a whole crowd of slow cars in front of me who have all burned their stuff up way too early, and I'm ready to take back some positions. So naturally it was time for a spin so we could all pit for tires and snuff out any gains I was about to make. 3 laps later and we're back to green flag racing. I'm still trying to save my tires, but not give up as much ground or track position in the process. But it's kind of challenging when everybody's racing like we've got 4 laps to go, not 104. And if this is a battle for 29th, the battles at the front are even more intense than this. Just a few laps later on lap 39, I got in a way too heated battle for 33rd. I contested it as hard as I could on the bottom, but didn't side draft hard or anything when they insisted on ripping the top. Eventually, I settled in around 35th and just go back to saving my right front and saving enough fuel to make it on one less stop than everyone else. Just running my line, but still losing the main pack more than I'd like. But come lap 57, I smell blood in the water, or oil on the track, or rubber on the road. I don't know, but there's a ton of easy spots right in front of me. They're racing each other hard, and I've got way better rubber. I'm ready for my first easy pass on the inside, but I get absolutely doored. Somehow, I was able to keep it out of the inside wall and point it in the right direction. Yeah, so the 65 was struggling for the majority of that corner, and he just got loose when the banking transitioned away, but that put a ton of extra heat in my tires and might have killed that advantage I just spent the last 20 or so laps building up. 4 laps later, I'd work my way back and get back the 2 spots I should have already had. From there, I just pick off the spots as they come to me, but it's tough when you're this far off the main path. But luckily, we'd get a caution for another small spin on the back on lap 67, meaning I can make up some of that ground I had lost to the front runners. Fresh tires and fuel, then back to it on lap 71. At this point, I'm not really worried about saving. I'm down in 31st, and I need to make up some positions. I'm still not going to cook myself right at the top, but I'm going to push as hard as I can for positions. I start us off by moving in the wrong direction. The bottom stacks up, and some cars get by me on the outside. A few laps into the run, there was a little scuffle in the backstretch, and I was able to power through, rip the middle, and make up 4 spots in under 1 lap. I keep after it and make up a few more positions pretty easily now that I'm not saving, but still, I am feeling the poor qualifying because there's still so much ground I have to make up. I'd ride comfortably in 27th for a few laps before, say it with me, there's a small spin on the backstretch that brings out the caution. Oh, hang on, that was really dumb. Every other caution tonight has been a straightforward 4 tires and fuel, but we're going to run out of tires at this rate, and these tires aren't that old. Still, I know these things will go bad in a hurry, and I decided to come down pit road and take 4 tires anyways. Meanwhile, some guys decided to stay out and save a set for later, and others only take right sides to try and find a little track position. This mixed field is going to be insane because clearly we didn't have enough action here already. Back to it on lap 87 from position 28. I'd stay put for a few laps, but there just wasn't any ground to be made up. The only spot I got was from someone who stayed out on way too old of tires. It would only be one more lap before the backstretch struck again. This time it took out Cosman though, so that was definitely tough to see. We'd stay out this time with most everyone else and move up to 24th. I got forced up high and tried to find some time up there, but ended up losing some positions when it got too stacked up to go anywhere. So thanks for that, dirty air. And then we'd have a wreck in the back and bring out another yellow. Rolling off 23rd on lap 101, I was thankful to be on the bottom this time because the top started stacking up like it did for me before. And I was able to follow a really fast driver on the bottom and start making up some positions. Going down the backstretch, Seth got doored, but he was able to save it, and I decided to lift and let him back up so I wouldn't have to fight him off on the outside and battle there. By lap 106, I fought my way to the top 20, and I know there's 5 more I can get if I follow that one car through on the bottom. What was that? I was just looking for a move, and the next thing I know, I'm turned around and in the wall. I mean, what was he doing there? Is he just not looking? Oh, never mind. His screen went out. So, yeah. But that's not much consolation right now. All that track position and tire advantage I'd worked for, gone. The good news is that all the damage is repairable and I don't have any wheel damage. This isn't optimal at all, but I have a path forward. I now have the best tires on the track with 30 laps of racing to go. If I'm aggressive, I should be able to make up a good chunk of positions. We get back going on lap 110 from P34. I immediately get to work and start picking off the easy spots. From here, it's just a matter of going where they aren't to find clean air and pull alongside and make the pass. With 21 to go, I've made the pass for 25th, and I've got all eyes on the main pack in front of me. I want to go high, but so are the majority of the cars I'm trying to pass, so I'm forced to settle for braking late on the bottom. I'm able to capitalize on some drivers' mistakes and send it 3 wide on others. As the laps add up on the tires, some drivers fall off a cliff, but at the same time, mine aren't the cheat code they were 15 laps ago. I pick off 3 more cars back to back to back, moving myself up from 34th to 17th this run. Now, for the first time all race, I finally get a chance to start running the top, which helps me make up a ton of ground on some of the cars that were pretty far ahead. With 8 to go, my tires have way too much heat in them, but I have to keep pushing. I'm able to get around my teammate Michael heading into turn 1, and he's able to push me down the backstretch, so I'm able to work by the 48 heading into turn 3. Coming to 5 to go, I'm in 15th, and I see cars slow and sliding everywhere in front of me. Now, I've got my eyes set on a top 10. I'm able to make the pass for 14th the next lap headed into turn 1. I'm looking for more heading into turn 3, but choose a bad middle lane, and then that left me opened up to get past on the bottom and the top. I want those spots back bad, and I push way too hard on the exit of 4, and I almost lose it in the process. Putting that much heat in the tires this late in the run was a death sentence, but I was able to hold on to it and bring it home in 16th. Now, was this the perfect weekend? Absolutely not. But I did prove I was able to be competitive, even at tracks and styles of tracks that aren't 100% my wheelhouse. We're still a ways outside the playoff picture, but I'm happy with that performance, and maybe next week I won't have as much work to do if I can nail down some qualifying. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I apologize for the wait. My computer broke, I've been drowning in work and other projects that I can't wait to share more about. The wait for the next episode shouldn't be nearly as long, but if you could, like, subscribe, and go check out the first episode if you haven't seen it. And I will see you all next time in New Hampshire.